On the 26th of May 2025, Ten Hag was appointed head coach of Bundesliga club Bayer Leverkusen. He signed a contract through to 2027 and started his job from the 1st of July, being the successor of the heavily successful Xabi Alonso. But only 5 months later, Erik Ten Hag was sacked just 2 Bundesliga games into the season after bottling a 3-1 lead against the 10-men Werder Bremen to draw the game 3-3. Erik Ten Hag had a terrible pre-season, having headline results being shown in the media. There's been rumours of a breakdown of communication with the board, fallouts with players. It's been a terrible time for Ten Hag and Leverkusen. And that is why God's gift of football manager Big Robbo is going to times up and link up with Bayern Leverkusen, and we are going to create destiny at this club over 5 seasons. Let's fix this club, let's fix this nightmare, and let's get into this 5-season rebuild. Right, boys, welcome to the Leverkusen rebuild. As you heard from the intro, Erik Ten Hag has been sacked so early on into the season. This was a perfect challenge to take on. Of course, Leverkusen, like we said in the intro, have lost Alonso. We're now taking them over and we're trying to rebuild this Leverkusen team to make them champions again in the Bundesliga. Let's get into the first season of transfers. The first deal that's actually happened in real life is Lucas Vazquez on a free. I think we're going to get 1 season out of him, if that. He's 34-year-old at this point now. Good experienced player though, good for the mentoring and all that, but I don't know, it might be a bit mid. Another signing that has happened in real life at Leverkusen is Elise Ben-Seguir. The FM wonder kid comes in at 20 years old. We all know about Ben-Seguir 2 years into the game now. Great attacking midfielder. We're going to try and develop him and lock him in this season. The first actual signing with money was Nicholas Seewald from Leipzig. He cost us around £16 million. He's a great ball-winning midfielder, aggressive, high work rate. He's also still quite young, so he does have room to improve. He can also play right back, CDM or centre mid. Very versatile player. He's the only player we've spent money on this summer. Another free signing is Tommy Cafu at right back. This guy is a beast on FM24. He's both-footed. Also plays on both flanks for the cover in case Grimaldo gets injured. And finally, boys, we bring in Kurt Zouma on the final free transfer. I'm not going to lie, Hinsape's gone to Arsenal on a loan deal. We needed a centre-back. Zouma was free. It made perfect sense. Tactically this season, boys, we are going to be lining up in a 4-2-3-1 narrow, as Leverkusen have a lot of good attacking midfielders. They've got also some good defensive midfielders, and of course the defence with Tommy Cafu and Zouma we have strengthened. We're going to be locking in Ben-Seguir at the number 10, but if we were to pick the best team without restriction, this would be your first season lineup. So you've got Tomiyasu, Tapsoba, Zouma would be in there over Hinsape, Fleck and Grimaldo. We've got Andrik and Palacios at CDM, Hoffman, Tillman, Ben-Seguir and Schick up top. I think as well, actually, I will be locking in Seewald in CDM because I want to see if he can develop. So, boys, this is how it actually will be lining up for season 1 with the other teams, the other players that you've seen. If we look at our season preview for season 1, it is 3rd, just outside of that top 2. If we get top 4 this season, I think it would be a great season, considering all the players that have lost in Boniface, Frimpong, Hinsape, Wirtz. There's been a lot of big players lost from Leverkusen. Let's simulate season 1 so soon after Ten Hag getting sacked, and let's see what we can do. Right, boys, it's a successful season. We have got Leverkusen back into the Champions League. Of course, we did play Champions League this year, but my fear was that in the league we would fall off. We didn't. We managed to secure that 4th place by 1 singular point. In the league, we won 16 games. We drew 13 and only lost 5. So, if you remove a few of them draws and we actually get some wins there, maybe have that cutting edge up front, we easily get 2nd place in the league. We might even challenge Bayern for the title this season. 5 losses in the league in the first season, I think, is quite good. Obviously, we've not got many players in the stats over here, which kind of does show we didn't really score or concede a lot of goals. If we go for the team stats, we weren't even in the most goals. If we go to the fewest conceded, we only conceded 28, so the problem was the goal scoring. Just weren't scoring enough goals. And in the league here, if I hover over the draws, as you can see here, if we look at the draws, so many 0-0s, so many 1-1s. We just weren't scoring enough goals in certain games. But again, though, we weren't conceding a lot of goals, so the back line was actually good. But apart from that, the DFB Pokal, we go out in the 2nd round to her for BSC. It's just a terrible, terrible game, really. They beat us away 2-1. They're in the 2nd Bundesliga. Just a shocker, an absolute shocker. We were the runner-up in the German Super Cup. We did play Bayern in that game. We lose 3-1. It's Bayern Munich first season. It's never going to be easy. But in the Champions League, we actually got to the round of 16 and we got 5-0'd off Celtic. Yes, 5-0. 5-0 to Celtic. So, but if we go to the squad, like I said, with the goals, this is where we see where the problem lay. Terrier got 16 goals, but apart from that, we're looking at 8, 6, 5, 5. Nowhere near enough goals to try and compete in the league. Genuinely, I think if we would have had another goal scorer in that team, I think we are looking at a season where we easily get 2nd, maybe even push for that league title season 1. Of course, as well, in season 1, we've done all the transfers. Boniface is on loan right now in real life at Werder Bremen, and he actually got 15 goals on loan at Werder Bremen jamming in the Bundesliga. So maybe if we have Boniface, maybe we challenge for a title. Second season, though, we've got 50 million available in that transfer budget, 130k in the wage. Let's go make some big transfers and definitely bring in some strikers into this team. Right, boys, season 2 transfers are completed. UCL charge again this season, whilst also trying to compete for that league. Let's see some of the quality we've brought in. First of all, boys, the biggest sale of the summer was Ezekiel Palacios, 35 million to Chelsea. Now, he is probably a player worth more than 35 million, but we couldn't get any bids for him. We kept on lowering that transfer value. Eventually, Chelsea matched that 35, so he goes on 27 years old, but we have replaced him quite well, I think. The first signing of the summer was Eddie Nketiah up front, a strike, an advanced forward, pacer, good finishing, good off the ball. I think he could be amazing in the Bundesliga. I think he suits it very well. He comes in for 30 million. We also signed Eze as well, lads, for 30 million, attacking midfielder. Him and Nketiah are going to have a great link up, just like Palace. I think he's going to suit the Bundesliga. He's going to be a good player for us. I'm excited to see how he does. To replace Palacios as well, boys, we brought in Javi Schlager. I think he's a better defensive midfielder than Palacios was, and that is what we need from the role we're playing in that DM position. So Schlager comes in, high work rate, high tackling, both footed, very consistent in his coach summary as well, which I always look for. 28 million, also weakening Leipzig. I think it's a good signing. And then the final signing of the window was Rasmus Højlund on loan. He was on the loan list. I mean, he looks amazing. Pace, finishing, height. He could be the top scorer in the Bundesliga this year. I think he could light up the Bundesliga. The optional future fee is like 120 million, so we're not going to be able to bring him in. It's just going to be a one-season loan, but he looks amazing. This is Season 2's tactic as well, lads. We're going to go for a 4-2-2. I want to play 2 up front with Højlund now, with with Nketiah, and with Boniface. We've got a lot of attacking options. If I do pick the best 11, it does put Højlund up front with Nketiah, with Eze and Tillman in behind, Seiwald, Schlager in the DMs, Hinsape back on his own from Arsenal, Grimaldo, Tapsoba, Tomiyasu, and Matej Kovar in goal. I think that is a very, very solid team. We're going to simulate the season now. We're looking to try and challenge for that Bundesliga title, whilst also do a good account of ourselves in the Champions League. Let's simulate Season 2 in this Leipzig experiment. Right, boys, welcome back to Germany, end of Season 2, and it is Leverkusen finishing 3rd in the table, 7 points off the top. At one point in the simulation, we looked favourites to win the league. If you look at the league positions there, look, we were first by the 10th game week. We were doing very, very well, and then towards the end of the season, we were second, and then the last 2 games, we fell off a little bit, but we get 3rd, 71 points, an improvement on last season. If we click into the Bundesliga, Nelson Viper was the league's top scorer with 22, but Højlund and Nketiah were close behind. We've got high assists for Grimaldo and Tomiyasu. We're not in the clean sheets, which makes me think maybe if we look at the stats, we did score the most goals, but we weren't in the fewest conceded. We were conceding way too many goals. Defensively, nowhere near good enough. If we have a better defense, maybe we win the league. In the Champions League, though, we got to the semi-final with Real Madrid. We lose 3-2 on aggregate. Just 1 goal in the game. They went on into the final to play City, and they lost 1-0 at Bayern Munich's arena as well, which is interesting. The DFB Pokal, we got knocked out in the second round by Werder Bremen. Just shocking again in the Pokal. We can't seem to progress to these later rounds, but I think going out early there did help us on early in the league. Squad-wise for the season, Rasmus Højlund on loan was amazing. 39 contributions up front. He will be going back to Man United, unfortunately, this season. And Nketiah got 23 goals in his first year, which is very good. Eze getting 14 goals and 11 assists, I think, again, is decent for the first year. But apart from that, there weren't really anybody else contributing. I mean, Grimaldo, 20 assists from left-back is great. Tomiyasu at right-back, 14 assists is great. I think we need to add more goals to this team. Season 3 as well, we've got 80 million to spend that Champions League run. Finishing 3rd in the Bundesliga, back-to-back UCL seasons. Obviously, the money's doing well here now. I think we're going to try and improve the defence and maybe bring in one big hitter up front. Let's see who we sign in Season 3. Right, lads, welcome back. Season 3's transfers are complete. It is time to push for that league again. UCL semi-final last season, 3rd in the league. It's about bringing in quality now, and we have brought in quality. First signing of the summer is my long-lost brother. Karneshi comes in the goal. We've signed him from Bayern Munich for 30 million. Now, taking Bayern Munich's goalkeeper, weakening them, and also getting one of the best keepers in the game, the biggest win-win of all time. So I don't know who Bayern have signed to replace him, but we'll have Karneshi, such a great keeper on the game. If you've not used him at this point, what are you doing? I think the most exciting transfer of the whole window, though, is Pedro Porro at right back. He was listed by Tottenham for 60 million. 60 million pounds for Pedro Porro. 27 years old. We got 3 seasons out of him here. Mega consistent. Goal threat from the right. We've got a new tactic as well where the right wing back is so attacking, so he could be amazing for this team. Up front, we lost Højlund. We bring in Karim Kanate. 30 million for this man. 30 million. 16 finishing. High pace, high acceleration. Great signing. A new cam this season as well is Baldanzine. £7 million. I mean, yeah, great signing. Good player, got potential. 7 million, you can't really lose. You know, if I sell him next year for profit, I sell him. If not, he does a good season, he stays. Great player. And finally, on loan, we got João Neves. I saw his hat-trick in League One recently, scoring overhead kicks and shit, so I thought, why not come to my club? Loan listed by PSG, can play DM or Cam, which leads on nicely to the tactic, which does have DMs and Cams. 4-2-3-1 narrow. It is the 4-2-3-1 we have been using at Brentford. In the four-way save that we've been doing on Twitch. It's a great formation. The AP drops in. The wing-back overlaps. It's fucking sexual. This is going to be an amazing season. Season 3 UCL. Aiming for the Bundesliga and hopefully doing better in the Pokal. Let's simulate. Right, boys. Season 3 comes to an end. And I told you in the window, I will sign quality and bring in what is needed in this team. And that quality is paid back tenfold. It is a double in Germany. Bayer Leverkusen, 3 years after Ten Hag gets sacked, win the Bundesliga. And the most beautiful trophy in football, the DFB Pokal, is lifted. Let's start with the Bundesliga. In the table, we only lost 3 games, a 64 goal difference. We were insane in the Bundesliga. We were very, very good. If we look at the team stats this season, we had one of the fewest conceded, but with the most goals. Bringing in Carnegie, bringing in Porro clearly helped at the back. Made a huge, huge difference. The DFB Pokal as well. In the final, we had Darmstadt 98, who beat us last season 4-0 in the simulation, so I was a bit scared. And in the final, Eze in the 91st minute wins the game for us. This Darmstadt, whoever they are actually quite an hard team to play when simulating. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the 5, but I don't have a clue. But we win in the 91st minute. Eze is a hero. Vamakadayo. And also, boys, in the round of 16 of the Champions League, we do get knocked out by Atletico 2-1 on aggregate. But if we win the league and the Pokal, I'm not too arsed about the Champions League, to be honest. We can go for it next year. Squad-wise, for the season, some of our signings did well for us. Kanate with 25 goals. Baldanzini from Cam with 36 contributions. Obviously, we signed him for £4 million. A £4 million signing. Insane. Tillman with a great season. Eze with a great season. The front four, were amazing. Terrier off the bench did well. And Ketia played a role off the bench this season. Porro and Grimaldo getting a good amount of assists. Carnegie in the goal getting a 7 average rating. Carnegie only conceded 28 in the Bundesliga, 10 clean sheets. Amazing season from him. Next season though, in season 4, we have got 72 million to improve this team. We have got to make this team now into a team that can challenge in the Champions League every year and try and retain that Bundesliga title. It's going to be tough. We're going to go have a look with the chat, see who we can sign. I'll see you in season 4. Right boys, season 4's signings for Leverkusen. We have upgraded and brought in depth in key positions. Let me show you the transfers. First signing coming through the door, Calvert-Lewin, FM legend, the biggest rat probably on this game. He was on a free transfer. I brought him in for 2 years. He's going to be backup striker. He is going to get goals off the bench for me. We've also brought in Vitor Roque in striker as well. He actually might start this season. He looks insane. Off the ball, composure, finishing, beats the offside trap. He's got a lot of great attributes in great places. I'm excited to see what he can do because normally on FM he doesn't develop this well. We've also brought in Archie Brown at left back. Again, a guy that I don't use much on FM, but 6'3", physical, pace. You boys need to look out for him in your saves. He looks amazing. And that is because Grimaldo did leave this season to join Al Hilal over in Saudi for 36 million. As you can see from his pace, it's dropping. His jumping reach is dropping. You know, he's getting to that point where we just need to take the money. 36 million for a 32-year-old, I think is great. We also signed this regen, Igor Ilic, on a free. I mean, he looks cool. We're going to try and load him out in this first season. If he develops, he could be in the first team next year. He can also play cam as well, which we do use in our formation. So if he does develop on loan, we will be looking to use him next year. And finally, boys, the last signing is Brais Mendes, central attacking midfielder from Spain. He is 31. He's a bit of an unk, but he's just going to be backup. He cost us 18 million. Very good technically and mentally. He's a consistent player, but we're just bringing him short just for that squad depth, really, behind the 3 starters. If I pick the best 11 for this season, boys, this is how we look. Roque goes up front, Baldanzini, Tillman, Eze, Schlager again, Syward, Porro, Tomiyasu, Hinsape, Tapsoba, and Carnegie. I might even lock in maybe Archie Brown and probably put Baldanzini in there and lock him in. In fact, lads, scrap that. I'm just going to lock Baldan in that shadow striker, and he needs to play there. He's too good at that role. But of course, boys, this season we are in the Champions League again. We won the Bundesliga and the Pokal last season. We're going to try and retain them, but we need to be making progress in the Champions League. This is the season where I want to see at least the quarter-final, if not semis, or even win it. We did also win the Super Cup as well, beating Bayern 2-0, so that's a nice little trophy for season 4 too. Let's get simulating season 4, see if we can win this Champions League. I'll be back in a sec. Right, boys, season 4 roundup. and it was a season of if, buts, and nearlies. As you see, the home screen here, we are the runner-up in the DFB Pokal. We're knocked out in the semi-final by PSG, and we finished third in the Bundesliga. We'll start with the DFB Pokal. We get beat by Bayern Munich in the final 2-1. If we click into that final, we actually played pretty well in the game. Luis Diaz in the 87th minute, though, punishes us, and we go out of the DFB Pokal in the final. It's tough that Bayern got there, but you've got to beat the best to be the best. We were also knocked out in the semi-final of the Champions League by PSG 4-2 in aggregate. PSV actually made it to a semi-final as well. So, Tidges, if you are listening, you are probably going to be buzzing. But yeah, knocked out in the semi-final again. We just can't get to that final hurdle of the Champions League. We've got one more season to do it, though. And then in the Bundesliga this season, 69 points, just not good enough at all. Bayern Munich back to the top. We had no top goal scorer. We had a few players in the assists, but the goals just weren't there this season. And if we go onto the squad, as you can see, Kanate only got 22. Baldanzini actually got 40 goal contributions this year, which is great. Tillman, Eze. I mean, it was a good season, I mean, for individuals, but just not good enough. We got 52 million, though, for season 5. This last season is all about trying to win that Champions League. We got to the semi-final. We need to improve in key positions. I think we might need a world-class striker and maybe another world-class centre-back. Let's go season 5 and see who we can bring in. Yes, lads, welcome back to season 5. What a summer window. So many good free transfers has come in over this window. Let me show you who we've brought in for this 5th and final season, trying to push for that Champions League. First signing that we've brought in from Brighton was Buonanotte. Now, this man cost me £80 million, but I'm looking at his stats and he looks amazing. There's not really anything that he is bad at, but he's exceptional at certain things like the dribbling, the off the ball, the vision, the playmaking ability is very good. He's a 4.5-star player coming in. He is going to be a difference maker this season. Next up coming in was a centre-half in Ignacio from Bayern Munich. He cost us 51 million. I thought, 1, we're going to be weakening a league rival, and 2, he's a left-footed centre-back who's very good on the ball, and we needed cover in that position after losing Zuma on a free. Ignacio comes in. The first free transfer we brought in was a Van Yilsen. He left Bournemouth on a free. He's just going to be covered this season as a striker that can come off the bench. He's got high finishing, high composure. He could score some goals for us off the bench. We also managed to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. on a free. Now, if he's on the thumbnail, this explains it. He's just great for the PR, to be honest. We also brought in Emil Smith-Rowe on a free. Again, someone who could play centre mid, out wide, or the number 10 position. Just a very creative player, very good. And on a free transfer, you can't really turn him down. And finally, the best free transfer of the whole window was Mark Guéhi at centre-back. I mean, look at them attributes. He looks immense on this save. He's got yellows, 15s, 16s everywhere. He's 29. He's at his peak. I think this is a great signing. But the tactic for season 5 is going to change. Now, we're going to be playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. We're going to be locking Baldanzini into that shadow striker position, and I want Buonanotte playing that left Mazzala to go out wide and create. I think now at this point in the save, I had a look at my squad and the players we brought in, and it was just a lot of technical players, so I thought, let's try and make a technical type tactic, more possession based, shorter passing, you know, a bit better with the inverted wingback with Porro going in there. The inverted fullback might be in Sape who sits in. I think it suits the group of players to have a tactic that's more around ball playing. So we're going to try this 4-1-2-1-2 narrow this season. And if you just have a quick look at the squad, boys, here's some of the names in the squad if you just want to have a quick look through. We've got Kanate now, Baldanzini, Saiwal, Tillman, Roque, Guéhi, Porro, Buonanotte. A lot of technical players, so I'm hoping this 4-1-2-1-2 does well. Of course, this season the aim is to have a really good go at that Champions League. We've done okay over the last couple of years, and also I do want to try and win the Bundesliga in this last season, make ourselves the best team in Germany. We've got one final season to simulate, lads, but also if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching all 5 seasons. It goes further than you think in terms of YouTube. It really helps the videos out, you boys that stay all the way to the end, so thank you so much. But let's simulate this last season 5 season, and let's see what Leverkusen can do. Okay, boys, welcome back to season 5. A very successful season domestically. We managed to do a German double in our last year in charge. Now, unfortunately, the Champions League was a disaster. We did not qualify through the top 8. We actually got knocked out in the knockout playoff round by Ajax 3-1 over 2 legs. If we actually look at the 2 legs at home, we lost 1-0. And if you look at the match ratings there, we just had a dire performance. And then we go away, and going away to Ajax is never going to be easy. We lose 2-1, so we lose 2-1. Oh, no, sorry, 3-1 over the 2 legs. Just not good enough at all over both legs. Performance is not good enough. It's just a shame, really. You know, we wanted to push for that Champions League, and it feels like we've gone out at a hurdle where we shouldn't have stumbled. But we did, and we're out with the Champions League. But in better news, we'll start with the DFB Pokal. We did win it in our last season in charge. The final actually was against Borussia Dortmund, which was a 3-2 game. If we click into that game, it was Kanate and Malik Tillman making the difference in the final. 2 of our earlier signings, which shows that they were good signings at the time. You know, Malik Tillman's been here since season season 1. I think Konate's been here since season 2. These boys that have been a long time and been here and developed under us have made the difference. But now, if we look into the Bundesliga, a great season, 25 wins across the season, only getting 6 losses, amassing 78 points. Bayern Munich didn't have a great season. It was actually Mönchengladbach that took us all the way to the final day, maybe with just a 3-point gap. If you look at some of the stats in the league, Vitor Roque did well with the goals. Gehi got a great average rating at the back. Karnesha, the leader in clean sheets. And if we look at the stats for the season, we had the most goals with 70 and the highest possession with 62, which really sums up what we wanted to do this season. Have high possession football, use them technical players, and play some good football while winning games. If I show you the squad as well, that front three did very well for us this season. Roque getting 25 goals, Bordanzini in the cam getting 37 contributions with 24 goals. Konate getting 15 goals and 19 assists. It looks like that front three really complement each other well. But then we had help from backups like Tillman, Top Selber, Emil Smith Rowe off the bench on a free getting 17 contributions. Syward, Buonanotte getting 14 assists. Everybody was chipping in with the goals. So if we actually look, boys, at the Bundesliga in the last 5 seasons, we did manage to win at 2 out of 5 Bundesligas. Bayern Munich, the only team beating us to them Bundesligas on them occasions. And as you can see as well, in the seasons where we didn't win, we came 3rd in the league, so we were still getting Champions League football. So I would say in the Bundesliga, we've actually been quite good. I think we could have maybe tried to win one more title or be more competitive in the seasons where we finished 3rd, but I think where Leverkusen are at in real life right now, with Ten Hag being sacked, a lot of the best players being sold, we've actually done quite a job with the squad that we had. And the DFB Pokal as well, we've managed to win 2 out of the last 5 seasons as well, and in 2026 we were runners-up to Bayern Munich, which is always going to be a difficult final. And as we pick the best 11, boys, just to end off this rebuild, I think we've done really good with the team. I mean, if we look at the team now, maybe the only difference I would make, I would probably put Inacio in there. I'd probably have something like this for my final team. I think if you think we've got Pedro Porro, Gehi, Inacio, Karnesha, we've got Seward, Buonanotte, Bordanzini, Konate, Roque. We've got a Leverkusen field team. I feel like Leverkusen are so good at identifying young talent and developing them into great players. Like Karim Konate, who now we've obviously had for a long time, who now looks like one of the best strikers on the game. We've got Bordanzini at the number 10, who I just want to point out, since we signed him for £7 million, has had double-figure seasons pretty much every year, bar the 9 assists in the Bundesliga this year. But this season, he's had 37 contributions, 40 in that season and 36 in that season. For £7 million, he's been immense. But I'm very happy where we leave this team in Season 5. We have also got a budget of £57 million for Season 6. If you do want to take this game file on, it will be available on my Patreon, along with every single tactic you've watched in this rebuild. Thank you so much for watching this rebuild as well, boys. At the moment with the channel, we're just trying to do rebuilds based off real life, like Ten Hag getting sacked by Leverkusen. I think it's quite a fun video. We've also got a video coming out soon, a rebuild called Championship to Championship, which is going to be very fun for you to watch. I had a lot of fun filming it. That should be out later in the week. Please leave in the comments if you've made it this far what challenges you want to see, or any real life scenarios you want to see a video done on FM. Any experiments, any player experiments, rebuilds, one-off challenges, let me know in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. FM26 is getting closer and closer, lads. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.